The Georgetown real estate market isn't broken, it's just split. Now, the media talks about a terrible market, a housing crash, all kinds of negativity. But the reality is far more nuanced. Some areas of the Georgetown market feel like a complete buyer's market. Others feel like it's pretty normal. We're seeing statistical data that reflects both a buyer market and a normal market. And that's better than it's been in the past. The Georgetown real estate market is kind of a split personality right now. I'm Stuart Sutton. I've been helping Georgetown, Texas buyers and sellers for over 3 decades. Today, I'm going to break down exactly which home types are struggling and which ones are still selling very well. The struggling segments offer buyer opportunities right now, and the normal market segments still give sellers a little bit of leverage. And then I'm going to show you how to use this knowledge whether you're buying or selling in the Georgetown, Texas real estate market. Before we get into these categories, let me share 2 market metrics that are going to help you understand how hot or cold different market segments are. The first is called the hotness ratio, and it shows the immediate condition of a particular market or neighborhood, or even a property type. What the hotness ratio does is show what's going on now. It shows the immediate market. If an area has a 30% hotness ratio, it's healthier than one that has a 20% hotness ratio. It's simply the number of homes pending divided by the number of homes active. Now, the second metric is called months of inventory. You've probably heard of that one. And we make sure you're aware of this one too, because it's an important reflection of market strength. Georgetown currently has about a 6.3 month supply of homes. 6 month supply, generally accepted as kind of a balanced market. When we look at months of inventory, basically what we're saying is if no new listings hit the market from today, how long would it take to sell all the listings on the market based on the current demand? If there's a 3 month supply of inventory or less, that's kind of a seller's market. If the inventory is up to 6 months or greater, then that signifies more of a buyer market, where buyers have the advantage. Now, Georgetown sits at about a median sale price of around $405,000 while I'm recording this. That's down from a year ago, but individual home types vary dramatically when you drill down, and we're going to cover some of that. Let's get into the list that you started watching this video for to begin with. We're going to talk about the homes that are struggling and those that aren't. The first struggling category we're going to cover are homes in communities with new construction. Yes, that category is where the slowdown is very obvious. That's existing homes competing directly with new construction. You see, Georgetown opened the 2026 market with a significant volume surge in new construction closings. Builders were cutting ribbon after ribbon on spec inventory. It was a very good first quarter. And a big reason for that is builder incentives. Those incentives in Georgetown's master plan communities are very, very strong, with rate buy downs as low as 2.99% first year. Compared to a 6% rate, a $400,000 home would have a $550 lower payment. When builders are offering incentives on move-in ready homes, then resale homes in similar price ranges face very tough competition. Example, there's a 13-month supply of resale homes in Morningstar, an 11-month supply of resale homes in Wolf Ranch. And though it's a less mature resale market, there's a 9-month supply of resale homes in Palmer Ranch. And all those neighborhoods have hotness ratios under 20%, and that shows a weak market. These aren't weak communities, they're great communities, but the resale markets in these great communities happen to be weak right now. I can easily recommend buying in a weak market in a great community and have many times. Resale homes in these communities need significant value propositions just to compete, because they just can't compete against the incentive packages. Now, for buyers, this creates opportunities in both of those segments. And for sellers, it means the pricing strategy becomes critical in these type of neighborhoods. Now we're going to cover the next struggling category, which is a surprise to a lot of people, and that's what we call the move-up price range. In Georgetown, Texas, that's $350,000 to $500,000. Agents who aren't familiar with Georgetown might not even bring this up, but this is a contradictory market. Homes are taking 117 days to sell on average, and that indicates a buyer's market. But homes are selling only about 3% below listing, and that reflects a normal market. So let me answer the question you're probably thinking right now. Why is this part of the market struggling? It's usually a strong part of the market. Well, many potential buyers are locked into low interest rates, and they just don't want to give it up. But those who do go ahead and move forward with their plans, place a home in the market, about 61.5% drop their price. This segment of the market for sellers requires realistic pricing and strong marketing and great showing condition in order to compete. For buyers in this price range, you simply got more negotiating power than you've had in years. Category number 4 is higher end attached homes. Yeah, that's just our fancy way of saying townhomes and condos. When we look at the townhome and condo market in Georgetown, Texas, we're talking about anything that really shares a wall with another home. This market has a 22% hotness ratio and an 11-month supply of homes. Those are both weak stats, as we discussed earlier. The higher end of this market segment is particularly struggling, with longer days on the market and buyers exercising more leverage in negotiations. Sellers in this price point, in this market segment, have to be aggressive on pricing. And homes have to have exceptional presentation. It's absolutely crucial because of the competition. For buyers, these properties can represent a significant value, especially for those who are seeking a lock and move lifestyle. So if you're retiring to Georgetown, Texas and want to know exactly where your home search fits into today's very Georgetown markets and which opportunities make the most sense for your budget and your lifestyle, you can download my free Ultimate Georgetown Retirement Guide in the description below. It identifies the Georgetown micro markets we're discussing and offers a lot more information, like the spreadsheet that I'm asked for so often that breaks down the costs of the various neighborhoods and what the monthly expense is to live in different areas. It's a simple spreadsheet, but it's one of my most requested pieces of information. So now, let's take a look at the segments that are really struggling. The third struggling category is the luxury market above $750,000. This particular category has its own story. Our luxury market above $750,000 shows a hotness ratio of 22%, still pretty weak, and a 10-month supply of homes, double digits. Higher mortgage rates have pushed monthly payments up significantly over the last few years, and that does impact the luxury buyer pool. But realize buyers with higher incomes can cover the cost of more expensive mortgages, and those with more equity can reduce the size of their loan and thus their payment. But many of these buyers are choosing to wait. We're seeing extended inventory levels in this segment of the market, and that gives buyers significant leverage. For luxury sellers, staging and pricing strategy are absolutely critical right now, because the moment you try to sell, you're competing not just with other homes, but with buyers who have the ability to wait, buyers with a stronger leverage position. And that takes us to number 2, properties with high HOAs. See, this is exactly how a lot of buyers get trapped. Neighborhoods that have median to low prices that have very high HOAs. There's a reason why homes are not selling in areas like this. Terra Vista has a $90 a month HOA fee. Saddlebrook is at $65 a month. So buyers in this price range are doing the math and realizing the total monthly cost just doesn't make sense compared to other options. And that's why some of these neighborhoods have the weakest current market in all of Georgetown. For sellers in these neighborhoods, pricing has to account for the HOA burden from day one. For buyers, you need to calculate the true monthly cost, including that HOA, before making any offers. And the number 1 struggling category in Georgetown, Texas real estate is anything that's overpriced for the current market. Let's try any home, any micro market that's overpriced for its current condition and the market. Sellers are cutting prices at unprecedented rates. Now that shows a buyer's market. That shows a market that's quickly identifying overpriced listings. However, homes in Georgetown overall are closing at about 3.12% below asking. That was in the first quarter of this year, and that shows a normal market for negotiating. So again, we're seeing 2 market signals in the same market. Georgetown scores 25 out of 100, very low for competitiveness. And although you see multiple offers in virtually every market, they're very rare right now. For the top listings, those sellers will do well. They'll get closer to asking, they'll sell in a reasonable time because of price, condition, and location. Those who price their homes smartly and prepare for negotiating in this market are going to get deals done. And I do have to say this one more time. Sellers who do not have to lower their price, who price properly to begin with, get more at closing, sell faster, and sell closer to asking. It's been that way week after week, month after month, year after year, and decade after decade. I know because I've been here over 3 decades. Now on the flip side, let's talk about what's still moving well in Georgetown, Texas real estate. The best value play right now are areas like Morningstar, Wolf Ranch, Palmer Ranch. They have incredible rate buy downs and very strong incentive packages. Keep in mind, builder inventory means homes that are complete or nearly complete. Builders tend to make the very best deals on those homes. And the entry-level single-family market in those neighborhoods is the strongest right now. 320 to 420,000, give or take a little. This is still seeing very strong demand. And here's some more good news. Another segment that's strong are homes in the Georgetown Independent School District. That downtown square generally desirable. Families prioritize districts and community amenities over the broader market. Even though you may be retiring here and you don't really care about schools, you should still care about schools. Because if you do sell, the school district is going to have an impact. Score ratings and taxes can be very different. And anyone who watches my videos knows that I harp on that quite a bit. And something I'm asked for constantly is my spreadsheet on the cost of living in various neighborhoods. That includes taxes, HOATs, and even whether you can choose your own electric company. You know, this category surprised even me. Sun City, Texas, the age-restricted 55-plus community with strong resale activity in the $300,000 to $450,000 band, has come in as one of the hotter areas. It's got a 30% hotness ratio, one of the highest in Georgetown, Texas, in only 3.76 months of supply, one of the lowest in Georgetown. Active adults who sold larger family homes are still moving to Georgetown for the lifestyle and the amenities. This demographic often has cash from their previous home sale, which makes them very competitive buyers, even in higher rate environments like the one we're in. Ready to move in homes are still commanding competitive offers in Sun City. So those of you familiar with Sun City know exactly where I'm standing right now. That's right, Texas traditions. I'm not in Sun City. I'm in a smaller 55-plus community. The reason is because those communities are doing well also. Some are doing a little better than Sun City, some not quite as well. But overall, they have a 25% hotness ratio and 6 months of inventory. That's a pretty normal market. Now we're going to cover a little known category where demand is still intense. Established neighborhoods near Georgetown's historic downtown square. Now, I'm not talking about right around the square. I'm talking about a reasonable driving distance. You see, this is a market that a lot of agents aren't familiar with, because although a lot of agents sell homes in Georgetown, very few truly understand the nuances of the Georgetown real estate market. Homes in established areas close in are doing very well right now. They offer character and a short drive to downtown. New construction communities just can't replicate that. These homes have an unheard of 73% hotness ratio, far and above the next closest hotness ratio in this market. The only homes in this type of market that don't sell quickly are remodels that weren't done very well. And I cover that in another video. Now that brings us to our last category. This one should be obvious, but I'm going to detail it anyway. Any home that's priced accurately for today's market conditions. You see, the list to close ratio is close to 97%, and that tells you that sellers who price correctly are getting deals done without dramatic concessions. Some of the best listings sell for 98 or 99% of list price. Homes hitting the market priced well. Now, I do mean priced well in relation to condition, location, and improvements, and if their property position are still creating competitive situations and closing efficiently. Even in a market that really shows a lot of buyer market tendencies. Again, this market split isn't permanent. It's an opportunity for those who understand it. Whether you're buying in the struggling segments or selling in the normal ones, understanding these dynamics is how you win. When you're ready to move, be sure to remember our Retire in Georgetown rebate. Because when you buy a home from us, we're going to reimburse your expenses for your visit to Georgetown. It's not unlimited, of course, but it is substantial. The details are in our Ultimate Retirement Guide for Georgetown, Texas. So download that and take a look. I'm Stuart Sutton. I've been helping Georgetown, Texas buyers and sellers for over 3 decades. And just so you know, I always respond to my own texts and phone calls. I hope to meet you soon, and remember, it's your choice, so make it a powerful day.